Here for LittleHouseEntertainment.com. I'm here with Jared Barel here with Loaded Barrel Studios, promoting his. It's interesting. It's actually a filmed and comic story, right? It's
sort of.
Okay.
What we call this a live-action graphic novel. So what we do is we sort of set up film-style shoots, actors, props, costumes, go to locations or on green screen, and we set up these film shoots and these scenes. And what we do is actually shoot on digital stills. So we're not actually shooting motion. We take those digital stills, the photographs, and then we process those through different illustration styles, whether it be photo manipulation, computer-generated imaging, digital or traditional hand-drawn style illustrations to get something that we think looks a little different from everybody else.
Now I understand you're also not only the writer, you're also the artist, you're the producer, you run Loaded Barrel Studios, you're the jack of all trades, so to speak, for the whole company.
Yes. My partners also do stuff. You know, my brother Jordan Barel is my writing partner and producing partner and co-owner, and Alice Goss is a photographer and co-owner and co-founder and all that stuff. But yeah, I do the art and the design, and yeah, I'm a little tired.
So how do you go about casting the book itself? Like, is that I can't even imagine. Like, it's
pretty much just like doing a short film. It's funny. We've been doing this for so long, doing enough short films that we didn't really do too much casting for Gray because we've already sort of had a nice little library of actors and actresses and friends and family that all like working with us and have fun working with us and do a really great job and understand the process. When we did our first book, it was an interesting learning curve for all of us to see, like, yeah, exactly how are you acting it and how am I directing it, because directing someone to, you know, pose or something, it's a little different from directing actual scenes.
Now you directed as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, you sort of have to direct these books as you're doing the shoots, and that's where my background is: film direction, films, music video, all that kind of stuff, which is pretty much the end game of a lot of these projects, is to adapt them into major films, which a big studio is welcome to take away from me for a nice sum of money, but obviously it'd be great if I were to be my partner and I'd be the writers and for me to be the director.
Oh, yeah. So. Gray is incredibly well put together. It's photorealistic, but it's clearly artistically driven, and it doesn't look like you drew over images.
You know, it's an interesting challenge, and part of it is just the fact that it is my fourth book. You know, the style that I'm doing kind of keeps adapting and keeps growing, and I think that's a real. You know, the idea is to go for a comic book that feels cinematic and that feels alive, but at the same time, there's something very kitschy that can come from drawing over photographs, and it's really important that the idea is not drawing over photographs. That's not what it is. It's sort of a merging of two different mediums to come together and create something that's a little new and a little different.
I've seen a lot of comparisons to comics, to movies. This is a really impressive blend of the two. It really looks like you just kind of married the two mediums together.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the goal. Again, when you start off and you say, all right, I have this film idea, I want to make a movie, and then it says, okay, well, why don't we make a comic book to help promote that? Yeah. When the end game is to get the film, and you go backwards and say, let's make a comic book before the film, you kind of take that mindset and bring it together, and it creates something different. It creates something that isn't photos trying to be a comic book. It's a totally different purpose. It's a totally different beast.
Right. So where can they get Gray? Where can I pick it up right now?
Well, Diamond's carrying it right now in preview, so if your local comic book store doesn't already have it, it did go out in previews in September, you can tell your comic book store, I want it. Or you can go to loadedbarrelstudios.com. That's LOADEDBARRELSTUDIOS.com.
I'm saying that a lot.
Yes. It's also going to be available, I think, this coming week from Comics Plus on iVerse through iTunes, and from Graphically. And with Graphically, it's pretty cool. They're releasing, you get both our trailers on there, I think nice high-res versions, and some cool photo page wipe dissolve things, so you can kind of see the process a little bit.
Almost like motion comics. With the motion.
But you get kind of the way we have our little sample here where the photos are going to kind of wipe away to see the final finished product.
All right, great. Well, thanks a lot for talking with me, man. It was awesome.
Thanks so much.
It was a pleasure. I'm really excited about this project. I want to see it succeed.
So do we. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey.